Hello there, my name is Natalie Bungay and I'm the Technical Director for Pestforce UK, and I'm here just to tell you a little bit about mouse activity and what to expect. So the first thing is that if you have got mouse activity in your business or your home, there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's something that a lot of us experience at some point, but there's some key things to look for and some key things that you can do to help with the infestation, and of course speak to us further if you need some more help. So mouse activity. What are we looking for? How do you know if you've got mouse activity in your property? So the first thing that we normally notice is maybe seeing the adult or the mouse themselves running across the floor somewhere. So of course that would be a good sign. Another really common one is actually their droppings. So mice will leave a lot of droppings around on surfaces or floors, behind kickboards in kitchens and things like that. So if you do notice them, they look about the size of a grain of rice and black in colour as well. You might also notice these maybe in your attic when you're going up and getting your Christmas decorations out or whatever it might be. So look out for those droppings. And possibly, if there is a fair bit of activity, then you might notice some damage, possibly to, if you've got a cupboard where you store dried foods or cereals, things like that, you might see some nibblings to the box there, and it's quite easy to see those teeth marks. So yeah, keep an eye out for these sorts of signs, and if you're not quite sure whether something is mouse activity, that's when it's best to give us a call. We can either advise you over the phone, you can send us photographs via email, and we can help you identify any activity that you think you might have seen, but also we can come to site and give you the best advice and put some bits in place to help you out if you do have an infestation. So what if you do have a mouse infestation? It's all confirmed, the droppings are there, or you've seen the activity, the adults themselves. The first key thing is to understand why they're there. We talk about species as well. We've got house mouse and field mouse. Each one will have maybe originated from a different area or different reason why they might be there. So we would look at that first. Which species is it? If we can't always identify that just from droppings. We need the actual physical body there. So a lot of the time we'll put traps in place to not only identify the species, but also to start the control program. And we'll be putting these traps in areas that are out the way, that are safe, depending on whether you have children or pets or any vulnerable people there. Might be in attic spaces, things like that. It really is all dependent on the survey and where we see the activity and where we feel those things are going to be best placed. We do have other tools that we can use, so rodenticides or the poisons that you might be familiar with. We have access to a wide range of rodenticides, which we call them, quite a few more than maybe you would in the DIY sort of market. But again, the most important things about whether traps or rodenticide are being used is that it's all being done safely, it's out the way of any harm or access for non-target animals, children and things like that. So that's a really big part of the assessment that we do. And then the third thing that's really important is the management going forward, the proofing or the fixes that might need to be put in place to prevent mouse activity from becoming an issue again down the line. And this is all just by us being able to find or assume where they may be coming in. Mice can get through a very small hole, sort of 5 to 6 millimeters. So, if you can get a biro pen through a hole, generally a mouse can get through. So, they're the challenges we're looking at, and we will identify any of those ingress points that are noticeable to us. And if we can, we'll fill them up for you, but we'll give you all that advice when we come onto site. Okay, so yes, if you do think you've got mouse activity, give us a call, we'll give you some advice and come to site, survey it and put the appropriate treatment in place to deal with that mouse activity.